In 1977, a man was murdered in broad daylight in Michigan.
But the real crime wasn't the killing, it was the cover-up that swallowed an entire town's conscience for decades.
Henry Nowak was a Polish immigrant who had done everything right. He came to America with nothing, built a life with his hands, and became exactly the kind of man his new country claimed to reward. Then one morning in 1977, someone took that life away. And what followed was not justice, it was silence, enforced from the very top.
Witnesses existed. Evidence existed.
And yet the investigation collapsed so quickly, so completely, that investigators decades later would use one word to describe it: deliberate. But here's where it gets darker. The people in positions to pursue the case weren't just negligent. They had connections, social, political, and personal, to the prime suspect. That suspect was never charged. Never seriously questioned in public. He walked the same streets as Nowak's family for years, and possibly still does today.
But that's not even the strangest part.
When forensic investigators revisited the physical evidence decades later, they found something the original team had either missed or chosen to ignore. Blood trace patterns at the scene were inconsistent with the official narrative of a random assault. The angle, the distribution, the depth of the wounds, they told a different story entirely. Modern psychological profiling paints a picture of someone organized, patient, and embedded in the community.
Not a stranger. Someone who knew Henry. Someone who planned. Henry's family spent years pushing for answers and hitting the same wall: bureaucratic indifference with a very human face behind it. Letters unanswered. Files conveniently lost. There's a name that keeps surfacing in every independent investigation into this case.
A name attached to motive, to proximity, and to the kind of local influence that can make a murder disappear.
That name has never been spoken officially. Not in a courtroom. Not in a formal filing. And the statute of limitations on a cover-up?
In Michigan, for homicide, there isn't one. Henry Nowak came to America because he believed it was a place where life mattered, even the life of a poor Polish immigrant with a thick accent and calloused hands.
He was wrong. At least in that town. At least in 1977.
Some cases don't stay cold because the truth is hidden. They stay cold because the truth is known, and that knowledge is the real weapon used against the victim's family every single day. If you believe justice shouldn't have an expiration date, subscribe and tell me in the comments, do you think small-town cover-ups like this are rare, or is Henry Nowak's story just the one that almost got out?